On today's vlog, we prepare for some very important promised buildings right after the intro. Welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon, and on this Wednesday vlog, we are back in the city. And the whole point of today's video is to prepare for the upcoming 200 subscriber builds. I know the channel at the time of filming this is at about 241, so now it has been 41 subscribers ago that we hit that mark. We went over that mark, and we did not only get the brick bank for you guys, but we went ahead and we got the fire brigade and the Palace Cinema. The only problem is my town is too small for all those buildings. But you guys are incredible. You guys have been incredible. You guys have subscribed to the channel to make this happen. So push comes to shove, I made a promise. My financial person made her end of the deal. We made it all happen for you guys. Now we just have to make it work. Now, before I went on vacation, I wasn't sure if I was going to make a vlog about making the videos fit, so I already kind of moved some things around, but there is a lot more stuff to be moved. Take you guys on in and show you what we're going to be working with today. Let's take a look at the city and let me show you what we have done and what I would like to get done in this video. So as per usual, where you guys last left off, everything is pretty much the same. The only thing really different now is the up house. I now have the up house a lot taller. I use this really unique method. Let me bring you around, of just using these clear panel tiles to get that whole thing in there. So that looks really cool. That's the only really big change. Now where the problems come into is I have a hole there with the trash truck, and I have two holes there. Now, what I've done off camera is, if you can see here, I got a bunch of Minecraft characters. Those guys have been removed from their barn. And there is no more barn. That's what the barn would be. It's gone. Because the other part that I'm not telling you, that I'm just now realizing, it's not 3 buildings we have to make fit, it's 4. I forgot. I killed the barn because we have a daily bugle. So now back to the city. Dang. I gotta remember this stuff. So the barn, which would be there, has now been eradicated, removed, because that's where the Daily Bugle has to go. Now here and here is where the brick bank and the Palace Cinema is going to go. I think I'm going to put the Palace Cinema here, brick bank there. If I don't like that layout, then I will have to reorganize all these buildings again to make that work. Fire brigade is going to go obviously right there. It is a front-facing building only, so it makes the most sense to have it right out in the street. That stop sign I put in right there will have to be removed, as that will be in the way in case of emergencies. But the brick bank and the Palace Cinema are both corner buildings, and I'm hoping that I could put them up here to kind of make the walkway here go into the beach. And so basically the Walk of Fame, or whatever you want to call it, on the cinema pretty much is beachfront, accessible only. We will see. I might just end up sucking this whole thing in one more click. So basically just remove this tile, move this in, and bring that road back down one click. I may just do that, because the Palace Cinema does have the limousine that does want to park in front. So man, the beach might get smaller. But one thing that did get smaller is the forestry area. Yeah, that used to be a big part of the city now, but it's kind of cramped in here. But this is the way it's going to have to be. And what I decided to do was actually to block off the forestry area with the fishing village and the haunted castle. My idea with this is you come down the road, into the road for the city, buddy. Haunted castle, just like in the movies. You go any further, you're probably going to be in a lot of pain, like in the movies. But there is going to be a little access road right here, hidden by some trees, that does go into this nice off-road accessible only campground blacksmith area. And like everything else is connected by the beach. Ignore my instruction booklet. I've not put it away yet from the other day's build. But, so that's what I'm thinking. Now that you guys kind of know what I'm working with here, Daily Bugle has to go here. Fire Brigade has to go there. That's the least of my worries. The biggest bit of my worries is getting a base plate made for the Palace Cinema and the Brick Bank. I think the Brick Bank should go behind the police station as the Easter egg to the Brick Bank is on the side of the police station. Right there, the soap and suds. So I think that's properly fitting because it's kind of like right under your nose. So now I guess the question that remains is am I going to get rid of one of these plates and bring the road down or not? So I'm going to go ahead and get to work, and I will film my changes, and you guys can drop comments below if there's anything extra you think I should have done. So we'll be back in probably a few hours. And I'm back. And I'm tired. But not tired because I just worked 3 hours on this. I mean, that's pathetic. Like you guys heard in Monday's video, which just kind of filmed around the same time as this, I'm still getting over being sick from some guy sneezing on a bus on the cruise. I mean, you guys probably have heard it enough. You guys heard it in Friday's video, maybe Sundays, definitely Mondays. Tuesdays, not so much, because Tuesday was Jurassic Park, and that I pre-recorded before I was sick and before I left. Anyway, I'm done working for the day. This city is just, it's one of those things, guys, that it just keeps going and going and going. I'm just spending 3 hours a day just making things fit. And you know what? The more I cram into the city, the more I find ingenuitive ways to make things work. And the more that happens, the more ideas I get. And you just spend the time just changing. And the whole point of having a city is to make the buildings, make the landscaping, make these stories with the minifigs. And I haven't even gotten to the majority of that yet. I'm just laying down buildings, laying down roads, and just to give you guys a general idea of what the hell this is going to look like. But there's just so much cool buildings and so much, sweetness that Lego has done that I want it all. I mean, who doesn't that loves Lego? And so because of that, things like stories and fine details and things like that aren't just happening overnight. Instead, I'm spending, like today, 3.5 hours just making the base of what the stories can go on to. So, for right now, guys, I'm going to turn you guys around, show you guys what's going on with the city, and then I'm actually going to put you guys over there on the tripod, and we're going to talk for a little bit about the next 3 days on the channel, and what the plans are from there. And yeah, this will be a short little Wednesday vlog. No big deal. So now, let's see where we're at, and let's compare. Well, I'll let you compare the earlier part of this video versus what I actually did and what's actually happening. So basically, that's why I like to do the city stuff as part of the vlog stuff, because it's just fun to see my thought process go from one thing to another. So with that, let's turn you guys around. Let's see where we are at as of right now. So Here's just an overview tour. You guys will see some things have moved. One of the biggest things you guys are going to notice, some things are more proportionate, some things are more spread out. And just for starters, if the forest is going to be right here, and that's the size of the forest, then the ocean should not be that big. It's not a whole oceanfront country, town, state. That makes no sense. So the ocean was shrunk by 132 by 32 base plate. What I ended up doing is, if you look from this angle, I put birch books across the street from the mechanic, and that kind of like helps set the edge of town. Now this brings a modular building towards the back of town, and that kind of gives you the visual aesthetic that that's going towards the end of town. Because now we have two very similar in color, not to mention they are similar in age, 2020 and 2019, modular buildings, and that blocks off into town. Just like how this blocks into the forest. You go anywhere beyond the Haunted Mansion, you're now in the woods. There's a symbology there that I've seen in some movies, and I just don't recall what movie. Now with the beach, we do have the fishing store. The fishing store needs some work. Now I'm thinking about actually taking the fishing store and finding it a way to like maybe move next to birch books facing this way. Not sure yet on that. I kind of like it there, but again, I want that water that goes under the porch to be under the porch. And right now it's just water and sand. That makes no sense. So I have to work on that. One good thing I did do is I did convert the sides of the Haunted Mansion into green. Now it's not sand anymore like that. It is now green, indicating that that is now a part of the forest. So those 32 4x4 tiles have been switched. And honestly, that looks a lot better when you come in from the street. So there's that. Now this will be converted into road, just like this over here. But now I do have to order those road plates. I don't have them. I was able to make the bottom base of the sidewalk, but I still have to do and buy the road. Now, what's going to go right here, everybody? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to go right here. The brick bank. Brick bank's going to go in this hole. And the reason is because I want the sidewalks to come out, go down, and access this sidewalk. That just seems like a symbiotico that needs to happen. And you know what? The Soap and Suds next door would be just hilarious. So we moved all that over here. This is the same fire brigade. Done deal. Now it's going to go where the police station used to go. And that is where the Daily Bugle is going to go. Because of the size of the Bugle, from what I have heard, I don't want it off to the edge because my mom parks right there. And if she's having low blood sugar, or if I get out of the car with low blood sugar, or one of the kids get out too fast, it's kind of like having that up house right there. So what's going to happen is that you're going to get bumped into, a bag's going to hit it, and it's going to be damaged. So I can't have a tall building that close to the edge. So that's why it's going to go here. Which is kind of ironic because, kitty corner is St. Sanctorum. So the story should kind of work with the Marvel being, across. So that should be cool. Then Palace Cinema is going to go right here on this corner. And if you're wondering why I came up with that decision, well, let's think about it. A, the sidewalk that wraps around will come out here and wrap in where this sidewalk kind of comes out over here. And if you're visiting a town, and I just got off of traveling, and this is a good thought that I had. You got movies right here, food right there, and lodging. So you can sleep here, eat here, and entertain yourself what will be there. And if you have to access your checking account, that'll be right there. And if you gotta go shopping, you go right across the street to there. And if you don't feel like seeing the movie, you go to the jazz club and watch a comedy show or a magic show right there. Don't mind what's going on with the local news building, which will be right here. And don't worry about what Doctor Strange is doing in the sanctum. So that's kind of the general gist of it. And that kind of works out going on down here. The bookstore is at the edge of town. You know, it's like one of the last things you see on the way out. You know, it's cool to look at, but technically it's a residence, and the people that own the residence owns the bookstore. And then across the street is the mechanic, you know, because he's at the edge of town for anybody that's trying to come in or out to get their gas and their car repaired. And then we'll have the fire brigade in between there. So it's like 2 service buildings back to back next to a shopping center. And then there's poor old Carl who got squeezed out, and he's just trying to get to Paradise Falls. He's like, screw this, I'm out. So, you know, that's what I have right now for our story. So let's put you guys on a tripod and wrap up this video. So to wrap up this video, as you guys can see behind me, here are the 200 subscriber sets right here behind me. I'm filming that welcome video up next. And I've been cranking out the content, cranking out the videos, because tomorrow I am leaving for my wife and I's 10-year anniversary to go and watch Blink-182. While we're in LA, we're going to see her family, and then we're going to go to the Peterson, and then the concert, and then Saturday we'll be back home. So it's a short LA and back trip, spending 1 full day in LA, which is really nice because that's where we met, and, you know, everything just kind of comes full circle for us in LA. So it'll be really romantic and nice for us. So on the subject of that 3-day trip and me getting these videos cranked out, then tomorrow we start on the trip. And what I have pre-recorded for you guys on the trip, Thursday is a typewriter video. It's the Lego Ideas typewriter. That set was incredible. I did a really good review on that. Same thing for the video after on Friday, which is the Ferrari 488 GTE. That Technic set was remarkable. Another good video. And then I sum up all those videos with the Atari 2600 on Saturday. Check out those 3 review videos while I'm away in California. Those are incredible. And then Sunday, we welcome in the 200 subscriber videos. So with that, guys, that is the getting the city ready for the 3 buildings behind me, plus the Daily Bugle. So if you like videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everything you guys are doing for the channel. I always look forward to reading comments, so if you guys want to leave a comment, please drop it down below. And with that one, everybody, you all have a good one, and I'm on my way to California.